Paid advertising. WGRZ does not make any direct or indirect representation.
Sunday, August 28th, 2016, 10 o'clock a.m. Hello, I'm Jason Reese, and welcome to Good Morning Batavia. And now, live from the second store, room 4 at 332 West Main Street, Batavia, New York. Here I am, Jason Reese, and Good Morning Batavia. Whoops. Good morning, Batavia. Hello, I'm your host, Jason Reese, for another exciting half hour. Today, we're going to take some readings from the American presidency. I think you're going to enjoy this. We're going to give you the facts about what it is like to be the American president, from the State of the Union address up to the swearing-in ceremony. I'm going to go throughout the entire book, but I'm not going to stay in one specific page. I think today we're going to start with the swearing-in ceremony and move forward. And the reason I'm doing this is to get you ready for the upcoming election, which is going to take place on November 8th, 2016. Are you registered to vote? Well, I know I am, so I'm looking forward to it. And it's nice to understand what's going on and understanding the issues before you go out and vote. You know, a lot of opinions are nice, but if you understand the issues, it's going to help make your vote more confident about who you're voting for and knowing the facts about what's going on. And right now, let me give you a quick headlines. We have Colin Kaepernick, quarterback from the San Francisco 49ers, decided not to stand for the national anthem in protest to the oppression of African Americans. NFL preseason football continues. Major League Baseball is slowly winding down. And we have the playoffs and World Series coming up within the next month. And here in Batavia, New York, a esteemed politician, R. Stephen Hawley, passed away. He served Batavia, New York in the 1970s, and he is the father of Steve Hawley, who's assemblyman in Albion. So that's some of the headlines taking place here and around the city of Batavia, New York. We're going to do some live traffic, going to do some weather, and we're going to scoot over to the monitor in a few seconds. And we're going to get ready to talk about the upcoming Fantasy Football League. DraftKings New York is officially back in New York State just in time for the NFL season. So let me scooch over to the monitor and get some stuff ready. And you're watching Good Morning Batavia. I am your host, Jason Reese. So we're going to start off today with today's weather forecast. And we got 5-day forecast for you. Alrighty here. And there you have it. Weather for the next 5 days, we have thunderstorms in the evening tonight, 40% chance, high of 87, low of 64. And for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mostly sunny, mostly cloudy, no rain, 10%, 0%, 20%, very low numbers for precip. High of 80 on Monday, 84 on Tuesday, 80 on Wednesday, and 72 on Thursday. And that's actually pretty low compared to the rest. 72 and 53 degrees. So we have a pretty nice week coming up. Next week, coming up next week is Labor Day weekend. So there are going to be festivities from Batavia Muck Dogs playing Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which I will be attending. They're going to have a special Labor Day race at Batavia Downs Gaming. And it should be hopefully a good weekend to end the unofficial week of summer. So there you have it. Uh, Weather brought to you by Good Morning Batavia and weather.com. So we're going to switch over to Facebook right now. Hang on here. Let me do this here quickly. Okay. Now we're going to switch over to Facebook quickly. See what's happening here. All righty here. You're watching Good Morning Batavia. I am your host, Jason Reese. So we got in the Facebook world today, or they call it Facebook community. Great way. Remember, the internet turned 25 years old Thursday, I believe. You know, I've been on it since 2008, so very happy with my internet skills, social media skills as they call them. Would-be bombers explosive failed to detonate in packed church in Indonesia. That's a good way of starting out headlines. We have Hurricane Irene trending, Herman Cain and Drew Pinsky. 2 notifications from Jason Oliveri and Janice. Let's see who what his notifications are. I was talking to
August 28th, 2016, 10 o'clock a.m.
Let's turn this down. All right, go back to Facebook. And Jason Oliveri likes your comment. Vice versa. Have a nice day. We were talking about Ronald Reagan and how great, or for some people it was great, but for others it wasn't a great time for them. But I said Ronald Reagan era was one of the best times to be an American citizen, and there's no doubt about that. MTV, Back to the Future, Thriller, just a great time to be an American. And we weren't in the time of Al-Qaeda and all that stuff, but we're slowly getting there now that we can go back in time. But those words weren't even in our vocabulary back then. So Ronald Reagan had a great era when he was president of the United States of America. And some of the headlines: CBS tragedy is nearly averted in a packed church. Let's see what else we have here. Don't really care about Capital One. Billy G, I have hundreds of attempts at this song. Vocals are sharp on this. Didn't see it. He probably went out to see a band somewhere. Yeah, a lot of musicians on Facebook. Ron Yance shared Noah's Rain's photo. Noah's Rain, one of Batavia's better bands. Let's see, I think I made a comment on there somewhere.
It's so easy. 12 minutes of relaxation can relieve this pressure. This machine can achieve incredible results very first time you use it. I have a condition called Romulan narrowing, spinal stenosis, and I also have herniated disc all the way from S1 to L2, to put it as being severe. You really don't have great days. You have bad days and you have worse days, and somehow you learn to accept the bad days as normal. When I first saw the back of life, I wasn't really sure how the results are immediate. They really are. After the first 1 or 2 times of using it, you really feel a substantial difference. It's enabled me to start hiking again, which is all part of the cycle of gaining your health back so that you can do the things that you want to do. Is also
I guess I'm not on that one, so I have to move forward. Paul Legg, Facebook friend, Dan Jones. Let's look at Hillary. 10,000 Syrian refugee reach U.S. this week. I did this slowly. Not bad. You know, it's 10:09 and you're watching Good Morning Batavia. I'm your host, Jason Reese. Nice car. Colin Kaepernick, what you were talking about earlier, sits during the national anthem. And there we have it. So let's get ready to go over to the window and check out live traffic from Batavia, New York. I'll be right back. Live traffic brought to you by Good Morning Batavia. And there we go. Get it in here. And there we have live traffic from Batavia, New York. Looking west toward Buffalo, very light traffic, nothing you can't maneuver around. On the way back heading east toward Leroy on Route 5, it's even lighter traffic than it's going west. On this partly sunny, partly cloudy day, nice and breezy today, no humidity, so it's going to make going outside very nice to do today. And you have Settlers Family Restaurant, Billy Goats, Jimmy Lambert's place down there, Denny's, Tops. What's the other place called? Taco Bell, Batavia Downs Gaming on the northwest side, and Rite Aid, Dollar Tree, all sorts of cool stuff in Batavia, New York. Is that Bill Capiello? Is that Bill Capiello? I don't think it is. Nope, definitely not. Anyways, that's live traffic, which is brought to you by Good Morning Batavia. Good Morning Batavia, Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock to 10:30 a.m., hosted by myself, Jason Reese. Let's go back inside and get ready to talk about the American presidency. All right, here. Give Bill Capiello a call quickly. Try one more number after this, and we'll get over to the American president. Hey, Bill, what's up?
Jason, we're on Indian Files.
What time are you leaving?
Pretty soon.
Before noon or what time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got a couple.
I will get back.
Oh, okay. You want me to just hang out here today then?
Well, I said I probably will get back.
All righty. Well, have fun.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yep. Well, looks like I'm going to be hanging out here for a while today. No big deal here, by the way. So we're going to talk about the American presidency at 10:15 a.m. That's what we're going to be reading from, the American presidency. I had this book while I was attending Genesee Community College. We're going to start with the looks like it's the Constitution of the United States. See that? There you go. I'll read some of that. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. Now, it doesn't say the date, but Here's the first article. I'll read the first part of this because it's a very long read. Section 1. All legislative power herein granted shall be vested in the Congress of the United States, which shall consist of the Senate and the House of Representatives. So, we're going to switch over. And where do we have the best part I was looking for? There's quite a few sections here. And we're going to go to Section 2, Section 3, Article 2. Section 1. The executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term be elected as follows. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for 2 persons, of whom one at least shall not be inhabitant of the same state with themselves. So it's a lot of stuff that goes along in here. The Congress may determine the time and chusing of the elections and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. No person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible for the office of the President. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. So what they're basically saying is you have to be at least 35 years old and be a resident of the United States for 14 years. Now, President Barack Obama, according to this, would qualify. So we'll just leave it at that. The President shall at stated times receive for his services a compensation which shall neither be increased nor diminishing during the period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within the period any other enrollment from the United States or any of them. Before he enters an execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to do my best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now, President Obama had to do that twice, remember? Something happened the first time, so he had to take the oath of office a second time. I think he may be one of the only presidents in America that had to do that. And Section 2, Article 11, Section 2. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and the militia of several states when called into actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion in writing of principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States except in case of impeachment. Section 3. He shall from time to time give Congress information of the State of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may on extraordinary occasions convene both houses or either of them, and in the case of disagreement between them with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care of the laws and faithfully execute it, and shall commission all officers of the United States. Section 4, Article 2, it must be Article 2. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and convictions of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. President Bill Clinton went through that process. He was impeached, but he wasn't thrown out of office because he didn't commit a high crime, as they said. Article 3, the judicial power, Section 1. Article 3, Section 1. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges both of supreme and inferior courts shall hold their offices during good behavior and shall at stated times receive services, a compensation which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office. So that's Article 3, Section 1. We're going to skip around again. Article 4. Full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts, records, judicial proceedings for every other state. And the Congress may, by general laws, prescribe the manner in which such acts, records, and proceedings shall be proved and effective. And effect thereof. Excuse me. Section 4, Article 3. The United States shall guarantee to every state in its union a Republican form government, and shall protect each them against invasion and an application of the legislator and or the executive when legislators cannot be convened against domestic violence. Article 5, excuse me. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of the legislature, 2/3 of the several states shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution, when ratified by the legislature of 3/4 of the several states, or by the conventions and 3/4 thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratifications may be proposed by Congress, provided that no amendments which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article, and that no state without its consent shall be deprived of equal suffrage in the Senate. So as you can tell, there's a lot of wording to the Constitution. And the ratification of conventions, Article 7, ratification of the conventions of 9 states shall be sufficient for the establishment of this Constitution between states, so ratifying the same. Done in convention by the unanimous consent of states present the 7th day of September in the year of our Lord 1787, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 12th, in witness whereof we have hereunto subscribed our names. George Washington, President and Deputy from Virginia. Then it lists the different states at that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 states. So the original 12. The Constitution subsequently was ratified by Virginia June 25th, great date to be born, 1778, but I was born in 1962. New York, July 26, 1788. North Carolina, November 21st, 1789. Rhode Island, May 29th, 1790. And Vermont, January 10th, 1791. Amendments. The first amendments were ratified December 15th, 1791. Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to pertain government for redress or grievances. Very important, by the way. We have a lot of protests nowadays. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia being necessary to security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. You hear a lot about that in 2016. Well, these are the facts, folks. Amendment 3. No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner. So that means if you're a soldier you have to have permission to come into my house to rest or whatever. Oh, this is very interesting. Let's skip down to amendment number 6. In all criminal prosecution, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with witnesses against him, to have compulsory process obtain witnesses in his favor, to have assistance of counsel in his defense. Very interesting. Now these are the amendments. Let's go back a page here. So we have the amendment. Alrighty here. Let's look for another one, and that's 1025. You're watching Good Morning Batavia. Amendment number 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. You know, this thing was written in the 1700s, so times have changed a lot. And I'm guessing that a lot of the crimes that are taking place today do not fit in, because some of the things we have today just weren't around back then. Amendment 10. The power not delegated in the United States by Constitution nor prohibited by its states are reserved by states respectively or to the people. Amendment 9. Ratified February 7, 1795. The judicial power of the United States shall not be constructed to extend to any suit in law or equity, commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens or another state, or by citizens of subject of any foreign state. Alrighty here. And we're going to wind this up here. Isn't this amazing what do we have here? Amendment 13, ratified December 6, 1865. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Section 2. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 14, ratified July 9th, 1868. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject of the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state where they reside. And we're going to wind down here. Amendment 15. The right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, and previous condition of servitude. So that's interesting now, because they want to make it legal for felons to vote, so they might have something here with the 15th Amendment. And we're going to wind down here. Amendment 16, ratified February 3rd, 1913. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on income from whatever source derived, without apportionment among the several states, without regard to any census or enumeration. Well, how do you like that? There's a lot to this. Being in the presidency of the United States of America, I like this. And the terms of the president and vice president, Amendment 20, shall end at noon on the 20th day of January, and the terms of senators and representatives at noon on the 3rd day of January of the years in which such terms would have ended if the article had not been ratified, and the terms and their successors shall then begin. So on January 20th, 2017, whoever's elected president becomes president at that time. And that's going to do it today for Good Morning Batavia. I hope you got a lot out of this. We're going to continue reading some of these articles throughout the election. Anyways, for Good Morning Batavia, I'm your host, Jason Reese. Now, next week is Labor Day weekend, so I'm going to try to do a special Labor Day show that Monday, and Good Morning Batavia will be on Sunday. And I'm going to try to get some interviews ready to go and, you know, all the cool, fun stuff. Anyways, for Good Morning Batavia, I'm your host, Jason Reese. You have a nice day, and see you next week for Good Morning Batavia. Goodbye. Batavia is the Jason Media presentation.